Hi, I'm Jennet Ingle, the 5-Minute Reedmaker. If you're watching this on YouTube, could you go ahead and click subscribe or even notify? This way, of course, you always know when I drop a new episode, and other people have an easier time finding my channel and learning about oboe reed making, and then they make better reeds, and everyone wins. Today, I want to talk about hand position, specifically the position of your left hand, or your non-dominant hand for lefties, as you hold the reed and scrape on it. And I am not interested in changing the way you do it if the way you do it is working for you. But I did have a conversation with 11 members of my Zero to Reedmaker group last night. And of the 11, 3 of them expressed that they had had recently a major aha moment about their thumb, their left thumb, and its role in reed making. And so I figured if it is as common as that, and not a thing that I had really thought about talking about before, perhaps other people too might benefit. Where is your thumb when you're scraping on a reed? Where is the rest of your hand when you're scraping on a reed? Honestly, I talk a lot in my videos, especially in my reed repair shops, I think, about the intentionality of my left index finger, the one that presses back against the knife as I scrape. But I have almost no conversation about my thumb. And last night in our Zero to Reedmaker class, of the 10 or 11 people that were there, 3 of them expressed some major ahas that they had had about thumb position during that class and during other previous sessions. And so I thought maybe this was a thing that other people might find interesting as well. As I'm scraping, my thumb, my left thumb, is on top of the knife so that the knife can just rotate and pivot. My thumb is resting, the base of my thumb, I guess the knuckle of my thumb, is resting directly on the reed. So I have a really strong anchor point here. And really, I feel like the entire strength and direction and power of this gesture is all about my curved thumb and my index finger pressing toward each other. Now, one of the people I was working with explained that she had been using her finger way out here on the end of her knife, like so, or her thumb rather, way out here on the end of her knife, like so, which was okay, but really didn't enable her to direct the scrape so strongly. One person expressed that her thumb had been resting along the bottom part of the knife, so that as the knife pivoted, she didn't have control, actually. She was just sort of letting the knife ride. So all of the muscle was happening in her right hand. Whereas from me, I do feel like it's mainly this gesture. As I set myself up to make a reed, I have the reed sitting against the fat part of my finger. I have my thumb resting on the reed. And then, because I keep my thumb close to the reed, so my thumb isn't like related to a position on the knife, it's easy for me to move my knife to wherever the sharpest part of the knife is today. So I can scrape with this part of the knife, or this part of the knife, or anything, but it always feels the same to me because all that's happening is my thumb and forefinger, which are directed right around the reed here, are working together. And it is the power of my left hand and the direction and intention of my left hand that manage the scrape that I'm doing on the reed. Whether I'm working on something really specific, like just a tiny bit of the rooftop, or whether I'm doing what I'm doing now, which is just taking off big hunks of bark in preparation to make a reed, in a few minutes. This part of my hand position stays actually very consistent. I'm just resting on the reed, rotating my knife on my thumb, and using my thumb and forefinger together to press in. So I am not in the business of telling anyone to change what they're doing if it's working for them. If you are perfectly happy with the hand position you use when you scrape, if you have no trouble getting wood off of the reed in the areas that you want to get it off, if you are satisfied with the amount of cane you remove at a time, great. I'm super happy for you. I want you to be happy. Everyone's hands are different. Everyone's body is different. Everyone's approach is different, and all of that is okay. But if you are having trouble directing the knife to the exact area you want, if you can see the cane that you want to take off, but you just can't figure out how to get to it, if you feel like it's taking you days to scrape off enough wood to get vibration started, instead of being able to do it efficiently in just a few minutes like I do, a thing to look at might certainly be your left-hand position, especially your thumb. How much more can your thumb work for you? This has been a 5-minute Reedmaker lesson. You can follow these short videos right here on YouTube. You can subscribe if you wish. I hope you will. And if you wanted to reach out to me to order reeds or cane, to send me an email, to ask me a question, you could find me at jennetingle.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.